You finished the last thing on your list, and before the feeling of done could settle, you were already writing the next one. Not because something came up, not because you remembered something urgent, because the empty list felt wrong, like a problem, like you were forgetting something. You didn't decide to do that. You were trained to. And that training has a history, a very specific history, with architects and a financial model. Productivity as a concept is less than 200 years old. Before the industrial era, there was no language for a person being behind. You were a farmer, a craftsman, a merchant. The measure of your day was whether the crop grew, the pot was thrown, the transaction was fair, output was visible, judgment was local, the day ended. Then the factory arrived, and the factory had a problem. How do you measure a human being? Frederick Winslow Taylor, 1880s, factory floor stopwatch. He timed workers to the fraction of second, stripped every movement to its minimum, calculated the exact ratio of effort to output per minute. He called it scientific management. He was not trying to make work more meaningful. He was not trying to reduce suffering. He was trying to extract more output for less cost. The worker was not the beneficiary of the system. The worker was the raw material. You didn't adopt a productivity mindset. You were assigned one. The factory is gone. The stopwatch is still running. It's just inside your head now. The measuring system is not broken. It is working exactly as designed. Just not for you. It was designed to extract from you, not to measure you fairly, and it has never been updated for a world without the factory. The apps know this, the planners know this, every piece of productivity content you have ever consumed know this. A person who feels caught up doesn't need this next system. Your insufficiency is the revenue model. Here is what 150 years of data on this measuring system actually shows. Not what the productivity industry tells you, what the research found. Fact 1. The system is making people sick. 2019. The World Health Organization officially classified burnout as a medical syndrome, not metaphor, not weakness, a diagnosable condition caused by chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. Think about what that means. The measuring system has been running long enough that the largest health organization on the planet had to create a medical category for what it does to people. Burnout is not a personal failure. It is a predictable output of a measuring system applied to human beings at a scale and duration they were never built for. The WHO didn't classify ambition as a syndrome. It classified the system's effect on the people inside it. Fact 2. The man who built the system told you it would fail. 1959, Peter Drucker coined the term knowledge worker. He also explicitly warned that the factory measurement model cannot be applied to knowledge work. That output in creative, intellectual, and relational field is fundamentally unmeasurable by time and presence. The person who named the modern work category explicitly said, "Do not measure it this way." We ignored him and built a $43 billion productivity industry on the exact model he said wouldn't work. The apps, the planners, the time blocking system, all of them are factory floor metrics applied to work that was never a factory. You are being measured by an instrument that was designed for a type of work you don't do. Gallup State of the Global Workplace Report, the largest workforce study ever conducted, found that 85% of workers worldwide are disengaged from their jobs. Not 15%, a total 85%. 8 out of 10 people on earth are going through the motion at work. That is not a failure of human motivation. That is not a character flaw at civilizational scale. That is a measuring system that has failed to produce the engagement it claimed it would produce for 150 years. And its response to failure, a new app, a new framework, a new version of you that isn't trying hard enough. The system blamed you for its own failure, and you believed it. Fact 4. The extra hours don't work, but the system rewards them. Stanford University research found output per hour drops sharply after 50 hours of work per week. At 55 hours, productivity is statistically equivalent to 50. The extra hours producing nothing. They don't show up in output. The hours above 50 per week are a performance. They are not work. But the measuring system rewards them because the measuring system doesn't measure what you produce. It measures whether you were present, whether you were seen to be working, whether you look like someone who cares. You have been rewarded for performing effort, not for producing output. And the performance has exhausted you while producing nothing the metric can name. 4 facts. Burnout is now a medical diagnosis. The man who named knowledge work said, "Don't measure it this way." 85% of the global workforce is disengaged. Extra hours produce nothing after 55 per week. The measuring system is not broken. It is working exactly as designed, just not for you. And when the system doesn't work, when the streak breaks, when the list never empties, when the hours don't add up to anything that feels like enough, you don't blame the system. You blame yourself. Not disciplined enough, not consistent enough, not trying hard enough. So you buy the next app, download the next framework, watch the next video. You are not the customer. You are the resource being framed. The measuring system is not broken. It is working exactly as designed, just not for you. Which means the question is not how do I get better at being measured. The question is who is this measuring system actually serving? And what do they gain from you never asking that question? That question has no answer in any productivity app. Because the app is part of what the question is about. The metric you use to judge yourself, who built it, and what do they gain from you never measuring up. If this named something you have been living in, this channel is built for exactly that. Subscribe, new video every Friday. Next week, the question, the measuring system was built to prevent you from asking. Not a framework, something older.